Hey everyone, this is Louis7, and today I am streaming the Lord of the Rings online. We're going to be finally getting to the leveling part of the whole delving and leveling stream that I actually did yesterday. So this is basically kind of what I was intending to do for half the stream yesterday, which is just level my new Stout-axe Dwarf Rune Keeper. It looks like I need to go to Kliegr, so I will start off my adventures there. And yeah, with Before the Shadow, there's just so much exciting content that I got a bit carried away yesterday with delvings. So I had the opportunity for a probably relatively short stream today, just as a heads up, to run through some of the leveling content instead. Now this character, for a little status update for anybody that might have missed his journey so far, I finished all of the quests in Mossward, which took me quite a while, partially due to just general slow reasons, and some reasons including spending, I think, almost an hour getting these two outfits prepared for the character, but there was a lot of other stuff that went into the outfits. Also, we have a cat here. Turn my volume down, and there we go. I also, before I forget, I want to actually start my local recording, and apparently all my settings are messed up, but I'll get that fixed in a second, and then we can actually pick up with, there we go, a little bit more gameplay and some of the, I don't really know, as far as I was going to say some of the plans today, but besides leveling, I honestly don't really have any other plans. I don't expect that I'll log into other characters and do any of the, say, higher level stuff in relation to the Before the Shadow update, but it is entirely possible. I just don't think it will be all that likely. So as far as this character goes, I mentioned that I finished Mossward, but I'm already level 7. I haven't used any XP boosters or anything. And despite a lot of the quests in my quest log being orange, I'm actually not too bad over leveled. I guess turning in the prologue chapter 3, I think chapter 3 was like a level 4 quest. So I was expecting to go into here quite a bit over leveled, but it looks like it jumps from level 4 to 6, which makes me feel a little bit more comfortable with my character level. And as the cat is greeting you all in chat as well, I'm going to fix my chat tabs because I gotta do it on every character. It'd be nice if there was a way to avoid having to do this on every character, but something every new character I set up I have to... Wait, okay, the cat cam is going. I was looking at the wrong OBS. I have to set up my chat. So I'm just making kin chat. Let's see, I do KFR, kin fellowship, and raid in one tab there on the bottom right, and with that I will unfilter kin chat at least in the bottom left one. And hello Aldred and James Exiled Legends. Yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about the Before the Shadow book quest, so I'm eventually going to get some progress on them, but as you all probably know, I love doing side quests as well, so it's going to be a big part of this character's adventures. I would like to do, unless there's a really horrible quest that I want to skip for some reason, every quest in the area. And yeah, I was really curious. It's something I eventually get to. My chair is way closer to me than normal. But I will eventually get to these quests, but I'm really curious if they have any hobbity quests like the ones we see in the Shire and now Yonder Shire. Or if it's maybe more similar to Oakbarton, and I think a little bit, but not too much, in the camp in Inadwaith. Or what type of quests there are in the Hobbit villages, basically. We will see. I don't know if excited would be the right word. Oh, the kin leader came on and is promoting everybody's new alts. We have two cats. One jumped over. I don't know if you all saw that, but there's a second cat here. Her tail? No, not quite visible. Maybe a little bit. There she is. There's her tail. There were two tails briefly. Sorry, I feel like the stream was just destined to start with cat petting. As I have been not really much packing, but they always like to hide when I prepare to do anything travel related. They pick up on that very well. And just with all the noise with cleaning, they don't like cleaning. So now that I'm settling down, they of course want attention and pets and scratches and yes, attention. Looks like I have to go into the, I thought that said burger shop. I was like, that can't be burger shop, but it's the butcher shop. Maybe they can make burgers here.
How do you do?
Alright, weekly orders. Collect weekly meat orders. I'd honestly be concerned getting food from here. Like, I wonder how long, in particular the meats, how long the meats are just like sitting in this wooden box. Surprised there aren't gnats or bugs or flies of any sorts. Maybe that's just a great thing about Middle Earth. Perhaps they don't have that stuff here. I need to turn... Since I have all my lights on, I need to turn my monitor brightness up. There we go.
You say?
Oh, here's a weekly meat order. It's not quite what I expected. Okay, so I just pick up the papers for that. I was wondering how that would work. Getting quite a few level 10 quests. Actually, from 2 different camps have level 10 quests, so that's kind of interesting how that worked out. Seems like a lot of quests for level 10 specifically, but we'll see how that flows.
Might I speak with you a moment?
And we have a barterer here. Oh, it's a delving reward vendor. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I think meat orders are the main thing I need. Oh, there's one. Yeah, hotbed quests are usually simple and homey. They're a decent thing to start off with. I don't always enjoy an overabundance of them, but they're definitely not bad in small bursts and maybe when I'm in the mood for more of that questing style. Certainly unique compared to other MMOs. At the very least, I think the uniqueness is a good attribute to it.
Looking for food. I haven't any for you.
I wonder, so this is really awkward, but my kin is doing a leveling group. And that's normally something I would of course join. He's inviting me. I'll join the fellowship, but this is normally the type of thing I like, of course, enjoy doing, and as you all see when my kin's doing group content and I'm playing at the same time, I usually just stream that and the such, and it's no problem, besides having to deal with the whole having them on Discord audio and me talking to them and keeping up with the stream at the same time. And besides that whole ordeal, that's definitely something I would normally do, but with today being this character, it's me really just wanting to invest time into leveling this character. I'll say, what am I trying to say? I totally have, like, just lost track of this whole sentence I'm trying to say. I still need 2 more meat orders. Also, this is really crazy having that many quests tracked. I have not done too much questing. I've done a little bit on this character, of course, but not all too much, where it's actually really come into play with a significant amount of quests you can track. I still see some rings on the minimap, still have some meat orders. Yes, Arif, this is the new area. New Hobbit Village. This is the 2nd camp that I have gone to in Swanfleet. My leveling progress has not been much. I feel like I've invested more time into the endgame content, kind of unintentionally, but really, it happened by accident yesterday when I spent all that time doing the delvings. That happened completely by accident. because I was just really excited with how overpowered Louis became by leveling his virtues with the virtue XP boost and having the new tier 10 delving content to go along with it. Ended up just making that what it was. Wow, that's a lot of stuff that I have to get to down here. I'm sure for all sorts of different quests at this point, but that's quite a lot. Just gotta do one click at a time. One bit of progress at a time. There's gotta be a better way to phrase that. Yes, new area is beautiful, and here, I won't even turn around. Hold up. And if we turn around, you can really see some of the sights of the landscape. This is a very beautiful area and beautiful view of a little pond. I don't know if you could quite call that a lake. Maybe in a game's perspective, that could be a lake. Hobbit houses that are, as far as I can tell, a little bit different. I don't know if these are like the Inedwaith ones or if they have some unique coloring and even unique textures. I don't really know for that. There's one of the lighter green ones that I'm used to in the Shire. But even the bricks look a little bit different color. And then there's the new rock formations that they have for the vertical landscape there. I really feel like with that, they need to add rock climbing into the game somehow. Like some way to, within game mechanics, actually scale up these vertically. Not that any character should just be able to do it, but maybe if they have a mechanic, a system where you can do that and maybe even train in it, that could be neat.
How do you do?
Perhaps eventually allowing you, like the whole point of it would be to allow you to travel up faster. Okay, I still have something in the southeast, it looks like, by the river here. There is a rock formation between Trestlebridge and Bree. I totally forgot to go there last time, or last 2 times. Maybe eventually I can make my way to see what people are calling Dwayne the Rock. Now the question is, whatever quest objective I have here, is it up or down? It's giving me flashbacks to Moria. Do I need to be way up there, or do I need to be down here? I'm not targeting anything with my targeting keys. I see something there. I don't know if that's just a graphical effect. I think it is. Okay, let's check the map again. It's really close, whatever it is. There might be one right here. Or do we just have to go to the waterfall? Okay, we have to go to the waterfall. Yeah, there are at least paths around these mountains, but it's going to be slower than if you could just travel straight up. But based on a little bit of my beta explorations, it's not going to be all too terrible to travel around. But I'll see how that works with actually questing here on a lower level character. I bet people are going to sell more of these than before the update hope tokens because just how necessary they are in delvings. Yep, the boulder will be gone soon. Although Cordovan teased that they were going to do something other than just remove it. Like, they will remove it, but beyond that, don't know what they're going to do. The rock is somewhere between Bree, the city Bree, and Trestlebridge in Bree Land. Orient myself. I need to go southward, so the mayor is to the south. Mayor is Malmadog. You can. My fingers are moving slow. Wait, if I remember correctly, Alvarel is Bella from chat. Miss Bella Games. That is not Alvarel. There she is. If I remember correctly. Okay, I still have to find the mayor. Don't mind me just jumping around these hobbit houses. They shouldn't have set them up so perfect for roof running. If they didn't want people to run over the roof. Alvarel. Got a little bit confused with the AE. But at least it's a simpler implementation of that. Okay, now we need to talk to the person in the shop, so I think we go right back to the butcher shop. I guess the Stout-axe Dwarf jump animation is kind of neat. It's different. Taking me a bit to get used to, but I think I do like it.
A fine day to you.
Oh, that was it. Well, I got some of that yummy pork that I talked about earlier. Okay, so did I just random when I click that sleigh bill that somebody linked? Flowing Silverstone, I did equip this because it's giving me increased currency, that's right. So eventually when we get to Keranost, I believe is where the reputation faction leader, where you barter your whatever coins we're getting here, iron coins of Cardillon. Eventually when we get there, we should have plenty of currency to barter with. If I remember correctly, from the beta, it's like vast majority of the stuff is cosmetics. I don't know if they changed anything from the beta though. The font size for the quest tracker bar, that one might be possible. A lot of the stuff doesn't scale well, or if it does, it becomes pixelated or blurry because they're just raster assets. But that one might be possible. It'd be in the UI settings and at the bottom here. So there's lots of things you can scale there. I'm actually not seeing, oh yeah, quest tracker. You can. Again, it becomes, as you'll probably see, a tad bit on the blurry side, but you can scale it and increase the size. Similarly, if you make it small, it also becomes blurry, but yeah, for the best quality, you'll want 1.00. Oh, looks like I was booted from the raid. They finally kicked me out. Okay, don't know exactly what we have going on over here either. Also, oh, I did get this character Forester, that's right. But I don't have any tools at the moment, that's okay.
A fine day to ya.
Return to Rosenthal. I don't know if I quite want to return yet. Now that we're actually out and about a little bit, I might try to do a couple more than one objective at once. Oh yeah, I did make a video about unlocking the UI. I think I have talked about that in a couple videos. I also did have one specific video on the UI, though. I think this is a waterfall that I have to check out. Well, let's take a dive and hope that's the case. Maybe this isn't even the point for it. Yeah, I actually went too close to the waterfall. One thing's for sure, though. This character's appreciating the lower lessened penalty on fall damage. Of course, World Chat is talking about the rock as well. People have been going crazy about it. I think in a good way. Hey, level up. That means I have another trait point to spend. You really do get those rapidly at this point. Okay, this is going to be a very slow fire skills, improve my fire damage thing, which is probably better overall than just raw tactical damage. Because eventually it will get, like, can get up to 25%, and most of my damage will be fire. I am a fire rune keeper after all. A loud snarl fills the air. Well, we'll not pay attention to that and just pull this extra wolf here. Oh, that's an Avonk. Somehow I did not actually expect an Avonk. This quest did a good job to surprise me with that. Breaker. Collect choice cuts of meats for beasts. I honestly don't know. Does anybody actually want Breaker meat? Especially as a choice cut. Well, as long as I can trick these hobbits into thinking I got them a real choice cut of meat, that's fine with me. What else do I need to do? That's probably... what's this white quest? There's Behind the Falls. Okay, I don't know if that one's necessary to do now, so I might just get these beasts for now. That is true. They would probably have decent protein. I don't know if I could agree with the part, though. At the very least, those letters, text, sounded sarcastic. That tree looks alive. Wow, there are 2 people not in the level 1 raid. I think a couple people might have accidentally leveled up too much. There are actually a lot of people joining their new leveling group. That's pretty crazy. Good turnout, I guess, with the just excitement of the expansion and having another low-level progression group for the kin. James, with those words, it sounds just like potatoes. With insect protein, you mash it, process it, deep fry it into chicky nugs. Still sounds gross to me. It always feels like this character is doing a hurdle, like he is meant to jump over fences with the jump animation. Like, if LOTRO had a running simulator type quest or event or something, that's what the Stout-axes were made for.
Hello, hello. Do you have it?
Unfortunately, with the chicken quest, though, you can't quite play a Stout-axe Dwarf. Rascal, glad you enjoy my videos and they've helped you. As he said, I have amazing informative videos on LOTRO, and you hope the folks at Standing Stone appreciate all my hard work.
Choice indeed.
I really wonder, though, from the Standing Stone Games perspective, developers' perspective, what they think of guides for their game. I don't think that they would think it's a bad thing, so don't get me wrong. I'm wondering if they think it's good or bad, but just how they view that type of stuff. It's off the arrow. That somehow seems like something I needed to do way back somewhere else, but I do see that I have a quest Oh, that is the rinse off the arrow. That's the one to the southeast here, and then I think we can start to head out a little bit more. This somehow seems like the perfect spot to clean the arrow. Can't go a few feet left or right, though. That water's just not as clean. Hello, Madeline? Yes, these waterfalls are nice, but it does seem like you have to find a lot of them. And you have to swim to get to them. Like, what if your character didn't like swimming? What if they didn't just like getting wet? My character also seemed to dry off real quick. Maybe it was all his fire and the such, and just made it a bit steamy. Okay, so I think I am good to move on. Move to the northeast. We have to go to Lintrev, Storvales, or Storvales is not the town name. It is the general area. We have to go to Glen Helig. Hobbits can't swim. I did not know that. Or at least most hobbits can't. Not that all hobbits can't. Okay, so I think my general plan, I don't know how well this will work, it's part of the fun, is going to stay west. Oh, I wonder if I have to go to the bottom of that waterfall though. Hopefully not. But if I do, that should work out, because then I can come up the next one to the east. I also have these quests. I don't know if those quests were from this village or not. Some of these quests might still be from Lon Garen. Like... No, I don't even have a lot of those. Wait, there is a quest to complete Introduction to Crafting? I cannot actually believe that. I filtered that quest because I just didn't want to deal with it because it's annoying. But for me to progress in Swanfleet, it looks like I will have to do this quest. So let's just unfilter it. Wait, Omega Flare, you saw a Before the Shadow ad before watching my video? That's kind of crazy. Although if Standing Stone Games wanted to sponsor me directly, I probably would not turn that down. If they just wanted to pay me to make the videos I make anyway, I would not be very opposed to that. Okay, it looks like we have to go down the waterfall. And as you all know, the best way down the waterfall is to fall with the water. Whee! Fun stuff. Wait. Misadventure. Injuries sustained in a fall. I don't know what happened. I thought this character was good at diving foot first from waterfall. Wait, that's this character's first death. I won't be able to get the Undying title. I didn't even think about that. I probably wouldn't have jumped. It just, like, seemed fun to me. Well, I don't know if you'll expect me to not get Undying, but, or expect me to get Undying, but clearly nobody should have those expectations anyway with the stuff I do in the game. Not but rocks and pounding water. I could have told you that from above the waterfall. That would have been more behind the fall than this anyway. This is like right in front of it. It'd be really nice to have a cave house somewhere like right there. Maybe that should be the next housing neighborhood. Just forget everything that a normal house entails and just have it sticking out. an opening like that and be a cave house. Yeah, flowing water with player movement would be interesting in this game. It would help with me leaving that way, but it would not help going upstream. Okay, so I think the plan of travel... Can you all hear those dogs? They're kind of loud. But I think the plan of travel is going to be the next waterfall, which might actually be up. It's kind of hard to tell on the map. Wait, the next waterfall is right there. What am I doing? Okay, I'm going to at least travel up the rocks to get there, so I only have to swim once. This lanterns seem kind of random, but I guess they're paving a path to the corner here or something. I don't know. So Caledon, you made it out of Moria. I'm glad you found some fresh air. And hopefully you enjoy the sunlight in Lothlorien. And wait, do I need to actually be up on this one? Or oh, wow, this one's different. They want me to click the broken vase. Like, imagine if you're somebody who just did not see the vase, because it's entirely possible that I also would not have. And if you were just like so confused with this quest because it wasn't progressing like the other ones. I don't know if that's something maybe the quest objective would say that you're looking for it. No, it just says explore. They hide many secrets. Well, this one's a broken vase. Yeah, that is a really good point. Linilly. I am bad at names, especially long ones, but you said that you don't need the class points for Moria, and I feel like when I think of the class trait points, usually it's more about Rohan and Gondor, but it's true that there are a few in Moria that you just don't at all have to worry about anymore, which is a great thing. You can go... Effectively, man, that would definitely be easier. You can effectively skip Moria besides the legendary item a lot more than you used to. Because it used to be that maybe it wasn't too bad to get the reputation or something, to at least get those, then the level 58 class quest. Am I actually going to make it? Maybe if I had a goat mount. Maybe the Salt can make it. Okay, you can make it up this ramp with just a lot of jumping. Also, that guy is, what, welcoming me to his neighborhood? Some neat terrain here. Yep, this is a small version of an elk. Just because it matches my outfit. But unfortunately, I cannot dye the elk's outfit steel blue to actually match my outfit. I would still love if they implemented dyed mounts. Not the mounts, the animals themselves, but the outfits that they wear. Because then you could color match with your character's outfit a lot better. But still, if I'm wearing the elven armor, which looks very great on a dwarf somehow, I figured I might as well use that same elven mount. Okay. Do we want to go to... I guess we're going to Lintrev. My auto run decided I was going that way. Even though it's the one that's a tad bit farther away. We'll just hit the other ones on the way back. I kind of wonder, though, if these different hobbit villages like Lintrev here, if they will have their own quests or not. I imagine that they would, especially these bothersome Kraben. They don't have a quest for these Kraben. I think I'm going to try to deal with them anyway. Hide Hobbit Prince? Well, that's not what I expected. That's like when I saw a quest here, I'm like, oh, there's the Craven quest, but I guess not. I think this character wants some dinner. I thought for a second I aggroed the other chicken. That was kind of funny. Yeah, if you could customize normal mounts like you could war steeds, that would be great. This character is not a great example to show anything like that, but on the war steed you can click their thing, or I think Shift C or Control C. I don't know, I think there's a keybind that you can set up to directly access the panel, but you can customize different things with the mount. The Passionate, the new expansion is, I think $20 would be the cheapest edition from the LOTRO market. If you are a VIP, I think it's a 10% discount as well. There's one quest I'm not high enough level for, so I have to be sure to come back here at some point for that. With a silver ring, I doubt there's a quest that has you go to Enidwaith from here. That would be kind of odd. Hey, book quest. Still on the good old prologue. I wonder if the prologue ends around level 15 like the other ones. Because eventually I think there's supposed to be 4 books worth of quests in the new story one. Like outside of the prologue. If I remember correctly, it was four proper books, but I don't know. Straw roof? I guess it kind of works. This texture is just odd. Not that it's bad, but it just seems off to me. I don't know. Anyway, apple-loving shrew. Wait, I'm shooing shrews? Why can't shrews have apples too? Although it seems like nobody likes shrews. Like, some people like rats and mice, but I don't know if I know anybody that likes shrews. I also don't know about possums. Seems like most people don't like opossums, but like any animal, they definitely look cute when they're babies.
Good day.
I can try to be your map for the zone with my chaotic movements. Hopefully it makes sense what this area looks like and how it plays out. I do really like this Hobbit village though. They have a lot of fruit farms, apple trees and the such. Here's a shrew I get to just burn. Oh, I do need to get Craven wings. Wings? I want the whole part of the animal. Hopefully I don't burn it. I guess that one I did not. Yeah, I think that would really help with those particular roofs. Because they are flat. And I think that's, of course, the big problem. They're trying to make it look some sort of 3D effect that I just don't think quite worked in that particular case. It's the same thing with characters' ears. They're just like flat. I always describe them as cardboard because the ears just look like cardboard. They have art that makes it look 3D a little bit, but it's all 2D. No depth there. But that is the one part. If I had to pick out a particular part of the look of avatars, the models that they use, it would be the ears that I think could use the biggest improvement. Oh, don't need to burn the fox. I already feel bad enough burning these craven and shrews. That's a lot of chickens. Where is this turning? Ah, it must be to the east. I can't believe a character of mine has an inventory this clean and empty. It's such a great feeling. I feel like I just don't have to worry about things when my inventory is this empty. I can just play the game. Hairstyles would also be great, especially for Stout-axe Dwarves. I don't dislike this hairstyle, but it is the only one that I think I did not dislike. Okay, so I actually have one of these quests. The Growing Dangers of Sharmukal. I could not actually read that from here. The Growing Dangers of Sharmukal. But that quest is... Who is that from? No, that's from one of the mayors here, so that is from one of the Hobbit villages. Okay, I don't mind doing that level 12 quest now. I know it's a bit higher level, but because I have the quest, might as well do it. Give me a little bit of a challenge and just something different for this character. Plus, can you imagine level 12 Urukai? I just love the idea of such low level Urukai. They're supposed to be, as far as I know, they're supposed to be like a better variant of orcs, really. But they're so low level. Wow, I don't know how I managed to not fall there. Possums eat ticks. I think that's a good thing as well. So for you, Omega player, you like the lore-based brick path they have in here. An area southeast being real bricks. Did Mossword have a brick path? Honestly, I don't remember. Okay, so I needed something right down here or so. Let me turn on. Oh, I do have floating names on. Ah, place for a basket of apples. Okay. We'll just, yeah, randomly put a basket of apples here. Is this one for the shrews to draw them away? Oh, it actually is. Wow, I completely guessed that, but see, when their quests make sense. That's interesting. Happy shrew. These shrews are actually pretty cute. Even if I think they're categorized as vermin. That's what those type of things are called. It also helps that they're happy with their apples. Now I don't feel as bad for shooing them away because now I've given them some apples. Now I want apples as well. As far as that boar goes, my character just got a bit hungry and wanted some bacon and sausages. Well, there are a couple ways I can go about this. So one is the fun and slow way that might actually result in death, or the other is the boring and less adventurous way, but probably significantly faster. Actually, oh, there's the bricks for the Old South Road. It's coming back to me a little bit now. Guys, I think I lost my legs. And my hands. It's like I'm swimming in rock. So this would be the slow, dangerous, and adventurous way. I think my lights might have just flickered. But it'd be kind of where my camera, the center of my camera, I can actually use my cursor. It'd be jumping down, and then we'd go up, follow the path up, go to that area, I think. But I don't know for sure, but I think that's where my quest is. That might actually be the only way there. But actually, I'm starting to think the even more fun way could be trying to go up, around, across, and then jump down on them. Would they really suspect Stout-axe Dwarf going up and around? But the people are saying jump. Alright. Do I have any movement speed boosts? Stout-axe long jump? Oh, I didn't quite make it. Wow, I actually made a little bit of a pounding animation. Oh. Okay, where should we jump? Should we actually try to live? Here, I'll try to jump here. Oh, man. The game made me think for a moment that I actually survived that. Alright, where am I? Oh, I'm by a land Garen. Okay. I guess this kind of works out. But yeah, that was such a tease when I, kind of went in the water. I don't know how to describe that, but it made me think that I actually survived for a moment while I was doing the sliding. Jump. Oh, I have Hobbit gifts open, that's right. 20 virtue XP, I guess this character can have that. Oh no, I didn't select a virtue. I just wasted 22 virtue XP. Tusk. I feel like that wolf thinks he's a lot more intimidating than he really is. Nice sights here. Makes sense that the animals actually roam the road. There's also just a big variety of different plants. I was trying to think of a better word, but yeah, a big variety of plants in this area. I see some stuff that I think I remember mostly from Vales of Anduin, also some stuff in Enendwaith. A lot of stuff actually reminds me of Gondor, South Ithilien in particular. But it looks great here. Foliage, yes, that's what I was looking for. My mind was on flora and fauna, but foliage was the one I was looking for. This road would be horrible for anything with wheels. Like bringing something that you might actually expect in Middle Earth. Bringing a cart with you, a wagon. I don't know why you'd carry a wheelbarrow, but maybe that as well. Also, which way do I need to go? I need to turn at some point, but I'm just following the yellow brick road. I can't stop. We'll see how long we can go. Am I on auto run? Okay, good. I was getting tired of holding right click, but I did not need to. This looks like home. That does not sound like a good thing, though. There is actually a video concept that I want to do. Maybe it would even be decent as a stream and then made into a video afterwards. It'd be more of a chatting style stream, but following the South Road from Fornost all the way down to wherever it goes in Gondor. The graphics in this zone seem pretty decent, but as far as like game-wide graphics updates, I still think the most recent one was the... what was it called? ambient, not ambient light, per pixel lighting attenuation. I think that's what it was called. That looks like some form of... I don't even know if you could call it ruins. It doesn't look ruined. It doesn't look destroyed. It just looks old. It can be anything dangerous. I mean, all these mobs are like level 15 at most, right? Oh! I was just following this road in this peaceful level 10, 15-ish zone. There's a level 61 deserter captain. Wonder what that's about. I guess that's something this character will have to look forward to in the future. Wow, this took me all the way to Kleeger. I did not expect that. Oh, I guess it's because I was in Endwaith. I think they take you to your milestone location if you die outside of a zone that's in your level range. Or if you die in a zone that's outside your level range. I don't know. Anyway, but yes, that was in Endwaith. I was kind of curious if my character could make it past the gate. Turns out he could not. It can take a swift travel back to Lintrev. As you all know, I actually like just traveling in the game instead of taking swift travels all the time, but this is why swift travels are a convenience and why people like them. It saves time. But yeah, I honestly would be perfectly fine if Lintrev and Glenhelig did not even have stable masters, but that doesn't really fit into modern LOTRO, I guess. They seem to try that with Mordor, having very spaced out stable masters, and I don't remember people liking that. That was actually one of the parts of Mordor that I didn't dislike, especially Talatharui. It's punishing if you die that way, because I often think in modern day LOTRO, dying just helps me get to where I need to go faster. I think some people call it like death porting. But in Talatharui, if you die, say, way down here in Oradir, you're going to be ported all the way back northwest of Fushan near the camp, if I remember correctly, somewhere thereabouts. And it's a long travel back, and you don't have any stable masters either to go around. Yeah, the point was not dying in rest circles. The point was actually swift travels. So if you're questing Thorshaff, and then you eventually go down to Oradir and Nairban, go to Norgoth, you don't have many swift travel options. Wait, that's not them. Well, one person cheered at me. Jiminy. That looked like him. I don't... He looks a... He looks a lot like this Jimmy that I know. The resemblance is pretty crazy. They must be questing a lot faster than I originally did, or not doing every little side quest in Mossword. Anyway, what are we doing? Oh yeah, my whole travel thing. I was going to the Stable Master to swift travel.
Good day.
And we are going to Lintrev? Amondoin, I like that. Because Amon would be Mount, I think. It's Amon Fuin. What is that? I think I've heard that before. But I'm trying to think where I have heard specifically Amon. There's Mount Doom, which I believe is Amon Amarth. I feel like Mordor would be Amon Fuin, but I don't know that one actually. Yes, Professor Smoothbrain, the steel blue dye does look good. Amon Wraith. I think I've heard that one as well. Although that'd probably be Wrath if I had to guess. Or Wraith.
So
But maybe not. It's so exciting that I'm not doing a naked LOTRO challenge character. That makes it sound like a bad thing for Jordan, but I mean it's exciting in terms of actually get to equip this modern stat stuff. Amon Sol, yes, I have heard that one. There's the Amon Sol is the name of the skirmish. Clash trait point. I really like this faster progression with trait points too. Roads are Noldorin? It's possible. I feel like somebody told me something like that once. There was also something in Lothorian. I don't know why I'm connecting Noldorin. Oh, cat scratching. I don't know why I'm connecting Noldorin to Lothorian though. There's Nanduhurian. Nimrodel. I don't know. Oh yeah, so we're going to that orc camp. Okay, let's try the other way. And try to not run into Inadoith again. It is actually entirely possible that I could run into Inadoith going the direction I am. But I want to work my way there and try to jump down on them instead of go through their front gates. I'm gonna meet a sneaky dwarf. A battered skeleton on the rocks is too large to be a hobbit. That is probably me, yes. Oh, we're actually in Inadoith. I did not even realize I walked here. Okay. That was a seamless transition. Milestone, my level is too low. That is actually pretty neat that you can just go here. It just feels ominous. Maybe because I know what Inadoith is, but I really have to wonder, somebody who just plays the game and doesn't really know much about it, doesn't know of Inadoith, doesn't know what an Inadoith is, but they decide that they want to do this before the shadow stuff. And they're just wandering around here and they see, okay, another Hobbit village. Wander a little bit more this way. Wait, can I start that deed at this level? But yeah, then you see these level 62s. And you're like, time to reverse. But what I was wondering, yeah, that might not actually be all too feasible. This area looks different. I just don't remember it looking like this. Not that I went here all that much. But I don't know that my plan will work. I also don't even know where to go to get back to... I was going to say I'd be a little bit impressed if there's another low level here. I don't know where to go to get back exactly where I need to go, but I think it's this way. West is safe. That's all I know. Okay, so Daniel, you're saying that Galadriel is Noldor. So that's maybe Noldorin. I think Galadriel and LOTRO is in Lothlorien. At least one point, and LOTRO is on Lothlorien. Okay, we're going to go... I think my original actual intention. Instead of making good progress leveling for my last stream in a little bit, I'm just sitting here exploring different ways to get in the camp that's not just right through the front door. Fun stuff. It's also, I think, just with the vertical terrain, a little bit interesting to explore the different ways around it and what you can do with it. Either my lights are occasionally flickering or my eyes are occasionally flickering. Either way, I don't think it's a great thing to just be happening. Yeah, they make this somewhat jumpable, but not fully jumpable, it seems. I thought that was another player for a second. I wonder if you can go up this ramp. Oh, you can. Okay, that was just unexpected. This opens up new possibilities, except there's an invisible wall there. This just seems like a trap. Like, I'm not sure that... Oh. Okay. Now, excuse the elk underbody, but you can apparently fall through that rock. Good to know. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna lead anywhere good, though. Like, I just don't see any way that I can get across. And this is what I was thinking was the alternative path when I just did the full jump earlier. So, we have crossed those two off the list after a couple bouts of misadventure. We have crossed two different ways off the list. So as far as I can tell, my third option probably is just straight through their front door. This time, I will try to be sure to remember to do where Helleth tread. Okay, I don't know if it's just one light flickering. I was checking if all my cables were, like, plugged in. And it seems like it. Seems like everything's plugged in. So I don't know what that flickering's about, but... if it continues at this pace, it might seem like it's already started bothering me, but it might bother me a little bit more if it continues at this pace. I don't know if it's something you all can see at all in the camera, like the brief flash of that, though. Could also be my eyes being weird, but I don't think that would be a good thing again either. It is, just to be clear, the flickering is not my monitor, it is the... oh, it could be refresh rate with the lights, I think, maybe, I don't know. Is that a thing? That might be a thing. But it is a lamp. I don't know if it's a lamp. It seems like it's more likely that it's one lamp instead of multiple. I don't know if I have to free hobbits at any camp. That would be news to me if I do. What I do need to do... wait, am I even looking at the right quest? Behind the Falls. The Growing Dangers. Oh yeah, I am looking at the right quest. But where Helleth tread, hide hobbit prints. Oh, there's one. Okay. This must be river hobbits or something being so close to the water. LED bulb, yes. Which I think I have heard about for something like refresh rate, something like that. But I don't really know. Or at least a frequency. It could be slowly dying. But that does not seem too likely to me at this point. But it's possible. Unfortunately, it's hard to get back there, especially right now, and look at it in more detail. I'd be concerned if it could have gotten a little bit loose as well, and the socket. The only reason I wouldn't suspect it's dying is because they're all relatively new. I think. And again, it's possible that I'm a little bit mixed up on that one specifically. And if it eventually dies, we will know. Wow, I've already been streaming an hour. I might have mentioned this earlier, but today is going to be a short stream because I have to go somewhat soon and have things to do. Just as a heads up, so I probably got about half an hour or so left. Okay, here is, I thought that said you discovered Smeagol, just in my very brief look at the letters. But this is level 9, so I'm actually perfectly on level, even though the quest is level 12. There's a new Pokemon? I did not even know that. That's strange, because my experience with LED bulbs is pretty much the opposite. Seems kind of odd that I would only have one quest here. I actually do worry a little bit that I'm doing this out of order, but I did want something different to do. I mean, I'm the one that's choosing to be here doing this supposedly level 12 quest with fighting level 9 and 8 mobs, but I see a yellow one there, so they might actually level up a bit as we progress in. Yeah, that guy's level 10 at least. I don't have my debuff remover. Certainly doesn't help. Stun. Oops. It's so weird finding Urukai at this level. I just feel like, I'm like, wow. I should be so much higher level fighting these guys, but they're like in my level range. They're level 8 to 10, I'm level 9, so I'm right there in the middle. But they're Urukai. I just shouldn't be fighting them, it feels like. But a non-LOTRO fact, I like those, especially when they involve a cat. You have a cat that can tell time, so she knows every night it's 8 p.m. Yep, that's food time. There's a level 5 board just on the other side. So there is another side. The question is, where does this other side leave? We will have to investigate that. Maybe the Urukai captains are a lot higher level. That would be one possibility for adding a higher level. But that would be one possibility for why it's such a high level quest with such low level mobs. But we will see. Oh wow, had to use for you, James, a halogen bulb to not have flickering with your chandelier. I've never been a fan of halogen bulbs. I feel like I'm biased against them. Mainly just because of their crazy wattage. Like, I could see this quest being rated difficult just because of the density of the mobs, but I don't think it should necessarily be ranked as level 12. Like, if their justification for it being level oh yeah, that was another thing. Halogen bulbs are consuming all that electricity, also hot. And I've recently had a bit of a bout with halogen bulbs in this apartment. Some of the bulbs they supplied are like having the light fixtures. I pressed the wrong button, but they have been halogen, which especially in the summer, I did not want, because one, taking more electricity than an LED bulb would, and two, generating heat, that then the air conditioner would have to consume more electricity to get rid of the heat. It was like a vicious cycle of inefficiency. In my kitchen lights, whatever light fixture they have there, I'm not 100% sure what the bulbs are, but they give off a very crazy amount of heat. I'm trying to think, there are like heating lamps or something like that. That is what my kitchen lights feel like. I think heating lamps are a thing. Omega Player, you were wondering, in my opinion, what is the most dangerous looking non-boss foe? I think Uruks could definitely be categorized in that. That's why it just feels so wrong still to be like, and that's pretty big Urukai camp, but I'm only level 9, I can take them. I also think I killed plenty more than I needed, but it's fun to flex killing Urukai as a very new Rune Keeper. Other ones as far as like creepiest or disturbing, there are some in Moria. I'm thinking some of the nameless ones. In particular, I have this is actually a mob that's in one of my thumbnails when I was leveling my minstrel through Moria. It's just got a really creepy look, the particular screenshot that I used for the background of that thumbnail of one of them. I'm drawn to say that one, just because I have invested time into it. Goblins that are dressed as hobbits, the Boogans? Otherwise, if I try to think of like the biggest baddie in LOTRO, it would probably be drakes. Or some Numenorian sorcerers and Easterling sorcerers. I would probably call those one dangerous looking. And then I still think as far as like orc or orc type mob, Urukai would be up there. Because if I remember correctly, we did not really see any Urukai until... It was either until the Rise of Isengard expansion, or it was level 50-ish in Eregion. But I don't 100% remember. It seems like there would have been some before that. But either way, the point is, we don't see them until way later in the game, until this update. Okay, I need to find my way out of here. I do know one way out. Should we do it? Should we explore these death pillars? Oh no, actually, I did have a real objective that I wanted to do, like actual exploration. So if we survive this exploration, I will do that jump. We'll come back here, try to get that same spot, and do that. But I did want to check something out over this way. Silver Song. We're going to have to change the name of that. I don't know what to, but Silver Song doesn't quite work. I could do Steel Blue Song, though. Cat stretch. Cat sneak in front of me. Uh-oh. They just did like a complete cat swap, but the problem is Piper is going to bother me now. And maybe bother you all. Okay, can we actually go up anywhere? And if we go up anywhere, is it just going to lead to Inidoy? That was my main question. We still have level 5 mobs. Don't mind the camera being completely encompassed by these giant bushes. At least these ones are not ugly bushes. I prefer these over the ugly bushes, even if they are giant and annoying and in the way. Even this one's not bad. We still have level 4s here. Okay, so this basically leads to that path. Okay. I'm all set on that. If the cat wants to stop bonking the microphone. So there was another way into the camp, but it was kind of a way I didn't even think about. Well, this would have been my backdoor entrance that I was looking for. Well, one cat got a nice sleeping spot, resting spot, that she wanted. Another one gets to bother me as she wants. Happy cats. I think it's actually more exciting if I do this with a bunch of Uruks chasing me. But this was, if I remember correctly, going to be my jump off point, as you all voted. But oh, it actually wasn't here. It was up there. Reverse. I was thinking, like, this would, when I return to camp, it'd probably be a pretty decent point for me to wrap up, to be honest, but I was thinking, do I want to try to fit a delving in? But that's probably not a good idea. Okay, let's see. Well, I survived that. I was actually concerned that you might die by misadventure just from going here. Wow, these Uruks can make it too. I was not expecting that. This is a bad time to be fire. Okay, there's a captain, but I don't want to deal with him yet. All my abilities are supposedly grayed out, but that's just a little visual bug. Oh, this is not good. I am floating. Okay, apparently Rid of Fire is being barred from use. Oh, that's probably because I'm silenced. Oh, there it is. Whoa, wow, what? Wait, what? Wait, how is this not full of water? This is actually really neat. I can't get out of here, but it's really neat. Huh. See, all this jumping and falling down the waterfalls leads to interesting areas. And this water is like, it's flowing, it's rapidly moving, but where is it moving to? Oh no, that's just the reflection of the waterfall, my bad. It does seem like there should be a Balrog down here. Hopefully I didn't awaken anything. Well, don't mind me just reading the map underwater. I could do slash duck. I kind of like this hole, to be honest. It's kind of like that giant rock in Bree. That hole has its own character. It's the Lou Rock hole. Anyway, I think it's a good time to at least log out of this character. I'm going to switch characters. I don't know who, but I am going to go pay a visit to somebody while I still can. It's a very important person or character. I don't know if you can quite call it a person, but it is Dwayne the Rock. Who wants to visit it? Should it be Louis himself? I think it should be Louis himself. He's actually relatively close to it too. He would be one of my more convenient characters to just go to it. Some people on Landreval were trying to call it a Mondoin. Yeah, wants attention first. Yes, Jigsaw, you were right. Cat. Cat, too. Sorry. She always has those crusty eye boogies there. I feel like the cat feels better once I get rid of those, but that's probably me just feeling better that she doesn't have them. Oh, it's so tempting to try to do a delving, but we'll try to avoid that. Although I could do one delving. This is scary, but I'm gonna give you all a pull. Should I do one delving? Oh, there was a... For you in the Redhorn Loads near Grand Stair, you survived and there was water below the pit you fell into? On rare occasions, like very rare occasions, I have survived falls down into the pits of Moria. I don't remember a little, like, water area like that, though. Sound like a horse there, Piper. Unfortunately, this is not a new zone, but we're still heading to something new in before the shadow. I could have taken swift travel to Westbury, but that's like such a boring way to get there. Oh no, people are voting. I should do a delving. Aerith! No idea if I'm saying the name right, but thank you for joining and becoming a channel member. I do appreciate that, helping support the content moving forward. And now is a good time to mention, I have mentioned a lot my break coming up for Thanksgiving week. I will be gone, away from my computer. It's a little bit conflicting, but with that, I do have one video that will be for a while, channel member only. It's an early access, so I will have a video come up sometime during next week, and I think starting tonight when I get the description actually done, and the sod chart tomorrow morning, channel members will have access to it early for people that keep up their membership, especially while I'm randomly gone for a week. Little status update, we are past, what's that, Thornley's? Is that his name? The guy over there? No, Thornley's work site's this one. But the guys with the quest for the brigands out west and eventually send you down to Andrath because they need help. But yeah, no problem with forgetting the resub. I just appreciate that you did eventually remember and became a member again. But yeah, we'll just continue our travels up the Old South Road, going instead of we were just at the Enidwaith part of it earlier in the new area. This has been here the whole time, but I've heard there's a new feature of the Old South Road. Oh, we can see it off in the distance. The Old South Road does not actually extend all the way from Fornost to Enidwaith. It only goes from Bree to Enidwaith, Enidwaith and beyond. But you'll hopefully get the point. There's a giant rock in the way here. Now, I actually do not know the way up the rock. That's something I will have to investigate myself. This is my first time here. But this is, for anybody that does not know, Dwayne. Dwayne decided to join us here on the Old South Road. And eventually, I will hopefully make my way up here For people that are Dwayne experts, I probably look like a giant noob right now. But I gotta learn the way up somehow. Okay, I feel like I should be able to get up this way, but maybe not. Maybe it is this way after all. Maybe you need to get a mount. This game is not dead yet. That is true. Hopefully this rock does not die soon. Okay, maybe that's actually the way up. Oh, I think we actually made it up. If anybody needs a jump on Dwayne tutorial, there you go. Night Ranger of Mirkwood, Torrent, Executioner of the Wicked, and Tolerator of the Veils. Melodies of the Night, Blades of Middle Earth. They seem to be completely unrelated, but I don't know. Actually get some, I guess, kind of interesting views that you wouldn't necessarily always get from up here. Just a little bit different perspective at these fields. Yes, this is along the road to Trestle Bridge, the old South Road. That extends, it's currently blocking the way, but it goes from Fornos to Dwayne, and then it goes from Dwayne all the way, because it connects to Nidwaith now. It goes all the way to... Does it run through the Paths of the Dead? That's where I get a little bit mixed up on the Old South Road, but I thought it went all the way to Gondor somehow. Dunland? Or does it just go to Dunland? There's probably a better map to look at this, but... yeah, I'm actually not sure. Does it go all the way to Rohan? Gap of Rohan. There's a way east up here eventually. Maybe there's a better map to look at for this. Okay, it stops at Dunland. For some reason I thought it went all the way to Gondor, but Dunland seems reasonable. Yeah, I thought that it went like through Dunland, and it was not through the Pass of the Dead, but through the northern part here. And I didn't know where it led, but it sounds like Dunland. Okay, that makes sense. Still, it's exciting to have that road completed. Anyway, 86% of people voted that I should do one delving, so I will do one. Will take me wherever my map home takes me and do a delving there. Had a lot of fun here at Dwayne the Rock. Definitely worth the visit. I doubt anybody in the kin is on to do delvings. They're all on their low levels, which makes sense. Among the watchtowers, not as many heads, secrets and plans. Not as many heads. Oh, that's one I have completed. We won't do it then. Oh, this is, I guess this is the rotation from the first day, so I've done all these. Let's try to find something I haven't done. I don't want to just repeat ones that I have already done. So I will head to the Stable Master. Where should we go? Does Karis Celebrin have any? I don't think it does. Okay, Cardalin, Hearn. I haven't gotten to Skrilot Farm yet, but maybe we'll check out Tharbat. No, Tharbat's probably going to have bad ones. Bad in a dangerous way, is what I mean. But yeah, with Thorbad, based on the delvings that I have done here, I just suspect that they would be pretty difficult. But we will see. I do actually already have a couple of these. Shadows in Grave Flood have already done that one. Troubled Waters. Apparently I have a trouble now. Thorbad Tower Courtyard. That one sounds okay. I can try that one. Clear it of Defenders. Why did I choose this one? Great. I'll start off DPS spec. Okay, mobs have spawned. There is a couple Thorbad warriors. Also, it looks like we have different effects. This one is reflect damage. So this is Sauron's defense 2. And it reflects damage, so I will want to remove that and probably go tank spec due to that. And I think, yeah, wait, he's getting a bunch of those. Okay, I expected one of those, not a bunch of those to pop up. Oh, because if you... Okay, I think I remember. Yeah, Thorbad is the ghost. That's right. That's why it's bad. Well, this one's works, so that's okay. But with the reflect, the way I believe it works is if you remove the corruption, it will spread the reflect buff to AoE. But then the problem is if you have two mobs fighting you and you keep trying to remove the reflect, it'll just keep expanding. But I still don't know how they got two in the first place, because if I removed one from the warrior on the right, then that would have given this guy 2 stacks. And then if I removed one from him, that would have given this one 1 stack. And then if I removed one more from him, he'd get the original one would have gotten 2 stacks. Either way, there should be 2 corruption still. As far as the way I thought it worked, clearly I guess that's the way it does not work. So that does not help with a reflect. And it seems like in group play you cannot actually do anything to remove the corruption from, I guess, 2 mobs at once. So I see he's getting the corruption again. That's what I'm really confused about here. Go-to gamuts for the Warden are pretty much most of them. It really depends on the situation. So yeah, I don't know what the deal is with this reflect, because if I remove the corruption, he has a very brief buff that I cannot even see what it is. This one, not that one. Also, you might see why they do so much damage. If I don't know if this reflect is worse than last time. I just ain't surviving well. That one. I still didn't get it. Okay. Do they spawn any ghosties? Wow, that is a lot of buffs there. Okay. A lot of reflex. So this guy's going to do even more damage to me, which isn't ideal. We'll try to avoid doing damage to him, and I'll get my corruption removals going. So we will see if I can actually remove the corruption now. No. He just keeps getting it. I'm still going to try. I want to try to read that, but I can't. Don't mind me, just messing with my settings. There we go. 1 second applied on expiration. So when I remove the corruption, it just gives him another one, which doesn't make much sense. They might have... This honestly, I think, is worse than the first reflect implementation. I don't know if it's bugged, but this is, as far as I can tell, not the way the developer described the way it works. So basically, don't use a corruption removal. Maybe that's supposed to be the strategy. Like, the thing is that you're supposed to not remove the corruptions, but again, I don't think that's the actually intended mechanic. But it's so much easier if I just don't even bother with the corruption removal, I think. Because the reflect is not going to be that strong. It's going to do damage to me, but it's not going to, like, do as much damage to me if I give them a bunch of stacks of the corruption. Can even try on a single mob, I am curious. Yeah, that doesn't remove the corruption. But it's on any damage 5 to 10%, so it's not too bad. This could also be a different reflect. Maybe they have different reflects and this is just one of them. It's like really bad in AoE if you try to remove it, so don't remove it. We're making progress though. I feel a lot better after, I guess, learning the mechanic a little bit more. This is going to be 3 mobs at once, I think. I could do something crazy and prepare my buffs beforehand, but that's boring. We'll get the archer first. I have to remember how to play. This is such a contrast to the character I was just playing. But yeah, I think if I do AoE morale taps, that should help me survive a bit. And then if I get my defensive buffs, that should help me survive as well. Should I reflect them? I think I should. I guess I'll put even more buffs on me. My goal is to not do too much damage. I'll just give myself even more buffs. Oh, when they die, they actually put another corruption on allies as well. Yeah, so AoE fights are just no good. That's basically what I'm reading into this, is you do not want to pull more than one, which is kind of true with all the delvings, but this one just makes it extra bad. Once again, I have to wonder how a champion would do with a delving like this. Also, I can end the pull. Oh, that's some lag. Okay, they did talk about one where if they die it spreads to others. That does seem to be this one, but you can't remove the corruption. Like, it just comes right back. That to me, because I remember them describing one where you can remove it, but it will spread. And this one, if you remove it, it will spread and come right back. So you just keep getting more and more and more corruptions if you actually try to do that. Still, it's something I can survive. This is actually not too bad of one. I think if I pull 3 mobs at once every time, that's when it'll be a bit rough, but maybe we can avoid that as we clear out the courtyard here. Okay, let's try AoEing. It's going to be dangerous, but... oh, that's actually 3 of them. That's quite bad. I think it's quite bad, but I'm not quite dying yet. Again, 10%, 5 to 10% reflect is not terrible. What this is telling me is that I can focus on damage a little bit more than I was. But I gotta not be greedy, because we all know what happens if you delve too greedily. I can also... we'll do some rock dancing. Seems thematic for our whole Dwayne adventure earlier. For my line of sight dancing to be with a rock. And they're far away enough. This is actually really good that they're so far away from each other. Okay, let's use a better heal. That they won't spread the corruption here. Oh, that's bad. He went into melee. Yeah, he did get a second corruption, but it's okay. Sometimes this rain looks like arrows hitting me, and I'm like, wait, where are those coming from? So yeah, that fight wasn't too bad either, assuming it eventually ends. I think this is going to be a couple warriors here. I guess I didn't have to pull that guy, I just assumed he would be aggroed way earlier. Maybe this one doesn't have the huge aggro radius that previous days had. I also wonder, I keep going on with these different thoughts, but another thing that I am curious about is if their rotation is 3 days instead of daily. I thought the intention would have been to like rotate the affixes that they have daily, but It might be 3 days because the missions themselves are on a 3-day schedule. You have 13, 13, 14, or at least some variation of that. So it's a 3-day rotation, and I'm curious if they just decided to go ahead and line up their rotation of affixes to those 3 days. It would make sense if it worked that way. So that probably explains why it was the same thing the previous 3 days. Oh, free +5 hope boost. I feel like that was intentional, but I think Cordovan made a comment that they don't really line things like that up. Something like that. I'm probably getting totally mixed up on things as well. But it is boost of hope. That is what this character needs. I tried to redeem the weekly code, but honestly, I just often forget, especially if it's nothing too impactful. But I will take 5 extra 5 hope boost tokens, or 1 + 5 hope boost. That's one I'm probably not going to use to stack on with the ones I have, but it will be good to have. Okay, this is going to be 2 warriors and an archer. I am perfectly fine doing some damage. Well, trying to. And just kiting the melee guys way outside of the archer range. Okay, at some point I want to get heals up. I also have to do a better job rock dancing here since there are 2 warriors. Okay, this guy's going to get 2 corruptions, I believe. Maybe? Maybe not. Maybe we're lagging. Maybe both. Okay, I will just, I think at this point, just let the archer hit me. I'm not going to worry about it too much. It could be a mistake. Maybe I'm getting overconfident in this delving. Ah, yeah, I need to actually do damage to him. There we go. Yeah, not bad. James, I'm actually really glad that my optimization video helped you optimize LOTRO on your Steam Deck. I'm surprised there was much applicability there, but unintended side effect? Great thing. Wait, is that it? Is it just the Tharbad captain? This might be, assuming we go through this successfully, the quickest I have ever run a solo delving. Not bad. I was really worried, especially going to the location that I did, but I was worried that it would just take a long time. That's why I was hesitant about doing the delving, but I decided to leave it up to you all. Maybe. We'll see if I actually survive. I can do all this talk about it being quick, but if I just wipe, that's going to add time to it. This is okay-ish. Something that'll heal me while I'm waiting on some masteries to go off. Oh, I had never surrender up. Okay, that works. Let's get some damage on him again. I went through a whole bunch of buffs there. I'll go through another set of buffs, but before that... Oh, I do already have Celebration of Skill. Oh well. Get some damage on him. And then I think with the captain I'll go Dance of War, which is kind of unusual. And we'll just go through the full thing and get Conviction, and I will damage him again. Or at least try to. I have noticed the debuffs seem to be a little bit worse. I'm going to use a potion, no reason to risk it. In fact, I'm going to slow him as well. Okay, he's still quite fast with the slow. Like, he has a slow on him and he's catching up to me. This is a little bit excessive, but I really just don't want this character to get killed by this mob. Despite all my Stout-axe Dwarf Rune Keeper gameplay earlier this stream, I'm thinking the safer the better right now. Just gonna get a few dots on him, not too many. And then I will kite again. Not that I can do all that much kiting, but I'll do a little bit. And there we go. Easy peasy. I don't know how long that actually took, but quickest solo delving, easiest solo delving, kind of by far. It just took a moment to get used to the mechanics and the really strange behavior of the corruptions there. And it went against my expectations, but if I didn't have the expectations going in, I would have probably thought the corruptions just reapplying instantly was an actual mechanic, like an intended mechanic. Well, let's see what we got from that one. Box of crafting hides. Still hard to feel bad about rewards considering all the pretty great luck I had yesterday with getting 3 pieces of gear, I think in total, the first 3 delvings, which was much better than the first day as well. So doing good with that. I still think I need gloves to finish the cosmetic set and the helmet if I wanted the hood, but that is something I usually don't wear, so if I get gloves, I will have a new outfit for this character that I'd probably actually use. So got that to look forward to. But something to maybe not look as much forward to is, as far as YouTube is concerned, the next week, because as y'all know by now, hopefully, I will be having a bit of a break the next week, but I'm very happy to have done this stream and gotten it in and gotten to more leveling with Before the Shadow. And I should return at some point and the week after Thanksgiving, hopefully relatively early in the week, but it'll also be a busy time of year for other things. And you'll have probably been able to come to expect, at least longer term viewers, to expect breaks in content around this time of year. But on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this stream. I do intend to have one video for next week though, so there will be at least one piece of content. And another perhaps positive thing to think about is this will maybe give me some time to write some videos, like perhaps formalize some of my thoughts, first impressions on what I've experienced so far with the mini expansion and a few different topics. I have one that I'm working on with delvings, might even have a second one with delvings, just because that's most of the content I've done. I also have another video that I'd like to do about the starter experience, so the ideas are plenty, and I can hopefully get to working on some of that you might get to see content of when I get back. But with that, if y'all celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. And if you enjoyed this stream, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content, and of course the cats. And thanks for joining, chatting, and watching, everyone.